TikTok, I need your help on solving a mystery. 3 years ago, I crashed my 88 Bravo Ford Bravo RV, Class C RV on the highway. $100. Oh, because it doesn't settle until they get. And to this day, I don't know how. I am, how are these levels? I am an accomplished commercial driver. I'm really good at what I do on the road. But then this happened. So what I'm asking for is for TikTok and the internet to do its thing and help me solve this mystery. Here is your evidence. wash, they put the money back. It's like a bar, same system. If you and your bars have a Wells Fargo card, why is it $500? Oh, because it doesn't settle until they get right out of there. Son of a bitch.
rear suspension piece was picked up. I'm racing 30 years.
And that is about what I have for evidence. Here's my theories. I think, hear me out, I think I was hit by a second vehicle. Because if you notice in the video, the truck goes often. I really didn't pay much attention to this before this. I watched it a bazillion times and won on this watch through. The truck goes up in the back, off to the right, and then I'm talking through a script, just out loud to myself, and I never stopped talking the whole time the truck was in the air. The back of the truck was in the air. I was talking through my script. And when I noticed the steering wheel had gotten light, I remember doing this on the back of the steering wheel, trying to find traction. I said, why is the steering so light? And this is the same time I'm talking and I'm thinking, why is the steering so light? And I'm trying to find traction, just kind of gently, kind of back and forth on the back of the steering wheel. And then boom, it hit. And after, off to the right, and then it hit, and then kind of rotated, and then up and over and down the embankment, and then that was the end of it. But I think when it initially went down, up, the back of the truck went up, the front of the truck went down, and then off and to the right, I think someone came along and hit the RV on the left side, and something with sloped enough nose to pick it up in the air and push it over, and it either hit on the rear left or the rear, where's it at, the rear right. So something came along and boom, underneath the back of the truck and picked it up. Did they have enough car left to keep going? Apparently, because I was the only one there at the scene. Side note, when I did go to court in Winslow, Arizona, I think it was after pandemic, but we were still doing video court, and I did the video court thing, and the officer got on and he said, oh, and I quote, I saw Mr. Jackson coming the other direction at a high rate of speed, lose control of his vehicle, and flip and roll. It's a police officer, but I have a policy with video. I don't submit any video until I'm asked for it or until it becomes necessary. And I've won 78 cases, and this is one of those 78 cases. Because the officer got on the video and lied about what he saw. And I wish I probably should go back and get to court, but that's a separate issue, because in the court video, his face changes, and then he immediately recounts his story to something else. This is a totally different issue, but he immediately recounts his story to, oh, well, this and this and this, and Mr. Jackson must have, something must have happened. He must have had a blowout or something to make him lose control. His story completely changed. Always have a dash cam in your car. And this is the one time I didn't have a dash cam front and rear, and I can't prove my theory either way. But the negative side of that theory is all the tires had air in them. The only flat tire was the front left tire, and that was from when it went up in the air, came down, the front went up, because I kind of looked at the sky a little bit, and then it boom came back down again, and we went down the embankment. And then I remember trying, like, I don't remember screaming. Like in the video, I can hear myself screaming. I'd never heard myself scream before. And I've never been in a situation where I felt like I was that far out of control that I would need to scream for anything ever in my life. And that's the first time I've ever heard myself do that, and I don't remember doing it. And then I remember, thinking, what happened? Why is there so much light inside the RV? Usually the RV is nice and dark like this. But then when I kind of came around, I remember there being so much light inside the RV.
and what's going on? Why is it so light in here? And then I looked back and I saw the toilet, and I said, oh no. And I remembered that something happened, and I still don't remember the actual accident, but the actual, like, the violent part of the accident. But I do remember looking back and seeing the toilet and thinking, why is there so much light inside the RV? It's because the RV is gone. The RV's not there anymore. That's why there's so much light inside the RV. And but those are my theories. The positive theory of someone hit the vehicle, and the negative part of that same theory where there's no damage to the truck. The tires had air, the rear suspension had air, the drive shaft was connected. I ruled out the drive shaft coming loose and falling forward and projecting the back of the vehicle up in the air. The drive shaft was in place, the panhard bar was in place, everything was in place underneath the vehicle. So suspension, drivetrain were all fine. There was no problems with that. The only flat tire was in the front, but all the accident happened in the back. Propane tank was in place, the water tanks, the gray water and the fresh water were in place. Everything was in place. The only thing that was out of place was that one dent on the back by the propane tank. Not by the propane tank, by the furnace, the water heater thing. That was the only thing that was out of place. There is a half moon circle right there. And I don't know where that came from. I can't account for that anywhere. Help me figure this out.